Hey y'all, welcome to For the Fans, where tonight we are going to talk about the latest episode of Big Brother 24, where we kind of got to, I feel like it has been like running on 100 for a few weeks, and now we've scaled it back a little bit. And maybe we needed this little bit of a breather. And so a little bit calmer of an episode, but maybe not quite as fun as they've been being. But today it is just me and Sheldon. So
Hello,
Sheldon, how
everybody.
you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm so. Those of you who are listening and are watching, I teach, and it's been the first week and a half of classes, and I hate new terms. I hate it, it's just so hard. I'm so sleepy, and I have to say, I'm so lucky. I get some Big Brother to give me a little boost of energy in my evening. So let's go, Kylie. How you doing?
Oh, marvelous. Like it's the end of the season. I think it's been a roller coaster ride, but
That's a good word.
it's been fun. So, I'm enjoying these last few weeks and, staring down the barrel of Survivor. So,
Yeah, let's go.
let's go. Let's get into this. All right. So, this episode starts off where we are picking up after the nominations. Monty has decided to nominate Brittany and Alyssa. Basically, he doesn't have a lot of choices. So, here we go. Got the two girls up, and he's kind of like, I don't really care.
So look, I don't know if he has any other choice because the truth is, he is absolutely right. If he were to take a shot at the real big threat in the house to win, who is Turner, the gals would go after him. So I kind of think whether Monty and Turner really want to really work together, and I actually do think they do, for the exact same reason, I don't think they have a choice but to work together. They need each other at this point, or else the girls are gonna attack, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I think we can dig into that, more as the episode goes in. But yeah, it's interesting if we think was that Monty's best path to the end. Because we've only got like 10 days left in the season, and Brittany, she doesn't look like much of a threat. Alyssa's not much of a threat. So it's kind of like a three-man race. And so, it's kind of a toss-up. Like,
Well,
do you take out the biggest, your other biggest competitor, but then you're all that's left? But then there's not very many chances left to take them out. So,
but the problem isn't. I don't think the issue is actually like him being reticent to taking Turner out. I think that if they would have a third, he would probably have no problem taking Turner out. The problem is next week Monty can't win HOH. So if he does take the shot, and yes, Turner does leave, there's no option here. Like he's up next. Nobody's gonna say, okay, well now let's do Alyssa. No, Monty's
right.
going up. Like and whether he planned this out or not, he did put himself into this corner. He really did, and I don't think he has another choice.
All right. So immediately, though, we get Taylor talking, and Taylor is like, we have got to figure out a way to get Monty to put Turner up because Taylor can recognize it. And yes, for Taylor's game, it would be great. Like her in the final four with Monty and the other two girls, like this is ideal scenario. I mean, Taylor knows that her weak spot of these people is Turner. Brittany knows that the weak spot of all of these is Turner and Monty, but especially Turner. So these two girls have the right idea of like, hey, we got to convince him.
So so she's right, 100%. Look, Turner's got to go. Turner's got to go. He is the new Michael, 100%. One of the pieces of evidence that she gave, though, is that Michael being removed, Michael being evicted, she argued that that was Turner's move. I actually do not think it was Turner's move at all. I think that was 100% Monty's move. And the truth is, it's kind of a magical thing that Monty was able to make that move and somehow still like pretend as if it wasn't him. Like Turner wasn't going to do it unless
Right.
Monty convinced him, unless Monty used that veto. So to me, that was like Michael leaving is 100% a Monty move, and you can make an argument now that who has the bigger resume? I
Yeah,
kind
and
of
I think
Monty.
I think that's what Monty realizes is like, yeah, the girls, they kind of got like their mind on Turner, but in reality, I think I'm the bigger threat. And if I get rid of Turner, then it removes all doubt, and I'm by far the biggest threat. But if wow, we have a special guest popping in, Kevin Gilreath in the car, looking
And his steering wheel.
like a
What's
ball.
going on? What's going on,
But
guys?
I think without a doubt, if Monty takes out Turner, then there's he removes all doubt as to who's playing the better game. At least if Turner is in there, he has to, argue the case against him.
But as Sheldon was saying though, like if he takes out Turner now, then he can't play in HOH. They're coming for him immediately, and he has to win out. And that's something he doesn't want to have to do, is like make it a necessity to win out.
Yeah, look. The difficulty is that I actually think that Turner and Monty, maybe more so Monty actually than Turner, but I think Monty basically has no choice but to ride with Turner. Like I think it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has no choice, and he just needs to go to the end and make that argument. On the other hand, Turner could potentially get rid of Monty next week. He certainly can. And you can make a pretty big argument that that is the right thing for him to do, minus the fact that if he does do that, does he completely lose major credibility and major loyalty to at least Monty? And does that sour the jury in such a way?
Well, but I mean, I think you're at that point where it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the last week, if you can take out your biggest threat, you take out your biggest threat. And, Turner has put himself into a really good position for the end game.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do with it. So,
has Alyssa to Turner become Alyssa to Kyle? Like it feels a little bit like that.
In what way?
That I don't think Turner's not gonna be willing to get rid of Alyssa. I truly don't know. I think that Turner at this point, we're about to go through the episode, won't have a choice, right? But I don't think Turner would have ever gotten rid of Alyssa, ever.
Not willingly, probably.
Not willingly.
So, but I mean, he is in an interesting situation because, he votes to keep Alyssa. If Brittany votes to keep Taylor, it comes down to Monty. And honestly, I would put that on Monty. I would be like, you're going to do it. Like, I'm going to keep the person that I've been working closely with, and I'm going to make you make the decision. Sorry,
I think
bro.
that's a terrible strategic idea. Because if you do that, if Monty wins the veto, then this whole gentleman's agreement bros thing, if Turner doesn't win HOH, then he takes out Turner. Because he put him in that position.
Yeah.
Well, so it's like,
possibly.
So it's like, that's why if Monty decides that he wants Alyssa to go, it's best for Turner just to cut his losses, because just like Monty doesn't want to have to win out, Turner doesn't want to have to be in a position where he has to win out.
Well, I think strategically the best thing for Turner to do is, look, he knows what's about to happen. Like the idea, we completely fast forwarded through the whole episode, by the way. And folks listening, we will do a quick rewind and get to some of the fun bits in the episode, because there were a lot of fun stuff. But the truth is that I don't think for Turner's game he does do that to Monty. I think he plays it simple, plays it easy. He goes to Alyssa and says, "You're going home. There's nothing I can do."
Sorry, baby. Yeah.
And honestly, for my game. Honestly, Alyssa, for my game, I'm going to have to vote you out, because either way, Monty's going to break the tie and get rid of you. So I have no choice. But when you're in the jury, these are some really good points. You should go bring Kyle.
Yeah, but here's the problem is that this isn't what Turner's doing. And Turner is gaslighting her. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to keep you. What? And he's not planning to tell her until tonight.
Kylie. Let's talk about the episode. We're not even talking about the episode at this point. You're just talking about things outside of the episode.
Right. So, you know what I mean? Like, Turner's in an interesting spot. And what does he do?
Well, look, I think the most, sorry, we're going to go back to this in a bit, but I think the most difficult part of what Turner has to do is how does he vote out Alyssa and still get her vote? Like that, like he is playing for a jury vote for Melissa right now. That is what his actions for this week really mean. That's going to be interesting to watch. So what else happened this episode though, Kylie?
All right. So Brittany basically is like, hey, Monty, you made these comments of like, you know, we had a breakdown in communication. What is that about? And Monty, he kind of throws Turner under the bus a little bit here. And he's like, oh, well, you know, basically Turner told me that, you know, y'all had a girls' alliance. And Brittany is like, I knew it. That son of a bitch. He cannot keep a secret. I'm like, girl, who can't keep a secret? Because this is you in a nutshell.
So one of the things I said, I think the first HOH Monty was in, is Monty has a horrific poker face. You could tell this man is lying. He has this weird, funny smirk on his face. You see when he's withholding information. It's one of the most amazing things. But I have to say that I have sort of been talking about the great strategy Brittany has had and how I really believe that Brittany's been doing a good job with Michael. I actually still believe that. I think Brittany's problem, which is what was Michael's really huge benefit, she's horrible at executing. She puts it on so... She doesn't just put mayonnaise on her sandwich. She puts the full jug of mayonnaise on that sandwich, and it's too much. It's so unbelievable. It's yucky. It's yucky. Nobody wants to take a bite out of that sandwich. And the truth is, again, it's also very clear to see that she's lying because her voice becomes so fake. And her eyes become so big. So
what? She has crazy eyes.
I don't think that she's lying here. What she's really trying to do is try to save herself from going on the block, as well as try to see if Monty, hey, we're still down with us, right? Because she knows she has clocked this guy's alliance thing going all the way back to Michael's HOH. And no one has wanted to listen to her. No one's wanted to believe her. No one's wanted to believe that Turner and Monty were in lockstep, including Michael, including Taylor, including Alyssa. So since they haven't really trusted it, she's trying to get a temperature on where he's at with Monty. I mean, where Monty's at with Turner, as well as try to position herself as not the one to go on the block. So I feel like when she's talking to him, she's trying to get this information. So when he's like, well, Turner said there's a girls' alliance. She's like, oh, he can't keep a secret. I think she's trying to make it sound like Turner can't be trusted. That's not her. When she knows it's her.
But can't I? But so here's what I think the right strategy was. I think she should have stayed very far away from that room. I think she should have sent Taylor up in that room because obviously Taylor has a far better relationship, and we'll see in our spoilers how close that relationship really is with Monty than Brittany has. And I think the argument is actually as simple as, do you know who's really the scary pair? You know, Monty, you think that man's with you? You think Turner's with you? Turner's not going to let go of Alyssa. That's the duo. That's the two that you need to break up. You need to put up those two, and we will help you. I will help you. I am Taylor. I am here with you. I will help you. Put those two up. To me, that would have been the move. That would have been the sell. And you would have started this sell actually 2 weeks ago.
But I mean, this is all pre-veto. I mean, he's already made his nominations. He's put Brittany up against Alyssa. And so, you know, this is just hey, who's your target? What do you want to do when, you know, the veto plays out?
But the point is that either way, what needs to happen is the pair of Turner and Alyssa need to go. Like, to me, that should have been the sell before the noms went up. To me, that should have been the sell in the last week and a half.
There was no time. There was no time for any of that, Sheldon.
Yep.
There was no time for any of that. Because
you're right.
At the time, she has just been brokenhearted by Michael. She's been screwed over. She can't trust anyone. No one trusts her. And so she gets put on the block a day after all that goes down. And she's still blindsided. She still doesn't know what's up. She feels like she's the target. She doesn't know what's happening. So she's finally gathered her wits about her to have this conversation after the noms have been done. And she's calm, cool, and collective. And she goes in there, and from, like you said, Monty has a terrible poker face. It's a lot of head nods. It's a lot of agreements, not a lot of substance, which means that he's lying and doesn't believe you. And so she's getting
It's also, by
that.
the way, very endearing, and it's like I love watching him in those moments because he's like, you're like, oh my god, this is the nicest man alive. He can't lie.
Oh no,
He's
you
trying.
would buy it? You would buy it?
No. My point is, I loved watching him try because, like, you see what a mensch he is. You see what a good guy he is. That even when he's trying to lie, he can't freaking lie.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think I don't think it's that he can't lie. I think that he's just like he's doing the bare minimum to even like entertain what she's suggesting, and he's going through the motions because he has to. And he it's like literally posted up on the couch like this, and you can see how uninterested in the conversation he is. And it's more of a thing to me where it's like Brittany cannot read social cues, and she cannot see that Monty is not picking up what she's putting down. And I think that's where you're right, Sheldon, that the better approach is to send Taylor, except that none of the approaches are going to matter because it's not what Monty wants to do. And he's going to do with his HOH what he wants to do.
Oh, it's not what he wants to do, but doesn't mean you can't try. Doesn't mean you don't.
Sure, they should try.
And I think Taylor would have been the better move.
I disagree that she can't read social cues. I think she definitely knows that he's not buying what she's telling her. She reads it on. She's very good. She's very good at reading the people if they're believing her or not. And she knows he doesn't believe her. She's aware of this, but that's why she says, like, well, I guess Alyssa's less of a target than I thought, because she was hoping. She was hoping that this thing that she was talking about was going to work out, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Can we talk about this veto? Because, the run-up to the veto was almost more exciting than the veto, and I really like the veto competition.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Interestingly, they decided to do this. Hey, you've got 2 minutes to wake up middle of the night, and you got to be down here ready to go. And I mean, we all knew that Monty did not get to compete, and so it was interesting to get to see like how it actually went down. And I mean, they were giving him plenty of notices, like, "Hey, you got a minute, got 30 seconds, got 15 seconds." But like, why? We've never done this before. Why all of a sudden are we like on time crunch? This is so strange.
So
it was I have 2 or to say, 7. They did it.
They've done this before?
Yeah.
Did everybody make it in time, Kevin?
Yeah.
So I have to say that, I heard about this for the first time listening to the podcast on Monday with Kevin and the 5 PMers. And I was so like, come on, big brother, this is your talent. You got to give them some time. These are your people. I have to say, I have changed my mind actually watching the episode.
Monty had plenty of time. Yeah,
Monty, not only did Monty have plenty of time, I actually think one of the things that make the final 6 and under a little bit uninteresting at times is that
underwhelming.
Great word. Underwhelming. Sometimes uninteresting, but is the fact that they all get to compete to save themselves. This simple little thing, wake them up in the middle of the night before the sun is up, give them a time limit, throw them something to keep them off kilter. I kind of love it, and I really love the fact that not all of them got there on time, and they got to suffer, and I want more of this.
I love the idea of it. Like, that's great. Let's have fun little twists like this. But where did it come from is what I'm trying to say. Like,
who cares?
Why?
They said 2 minutes. He brushed his teeth. He went to the bathroom. I don't know what he did. I have to say, at least we know he's hygienic, unlike Turner, which I appreciate. But the funniest part of it, he didn't even put on a shirt. If you're taking your time, put a shirt on. Put a shirt on.
I loved. So I was with you, Sheldon. I wasn't sure how long he had, and they said 2 minutes. I was like, oh, that's more than enough time to put your contacts in and get going. And then you see him brushing his teeth, and I'm like, oh, it might not be enough time for that. Then you see him go into the bathroom. And I said, listen, I know it's not enough time for that.
Well,
You're going to have to wait.
I will have to say that if it was me, I don't know if I would make it either, because like my bladder is full, and I know this is TMI, but there's only 2 bathrooms in the house, and there's 5 people. I don't think there's enough time.
But he's in the HOH room. He had his own private bathroom.
Did he have time to wash his hands? I don't even know.
I think he would have had time to pee, wash his hands, and then go. He didn't have time to brush his teeth. He didn't have time to get that good stretch.
Contacts. And I think that is what took the majority of the time. But like, I'm a contact wearer, and I mean, I could get my contacts in less than 2 minutes. But if I am like in a dead ass sleep, like my contacts will literally stick to my eyeballs like glue. Yes. And so like, I mean, to go to the bathroom and put in your contacts, 2 minutes is not a whole lot of time.
Well,
but
when I tell you that 2 minutes,
this is my contacts in the case.
No, man, F that. If they say I got 2 minutes, this sounds like a glasses type of morning. This is a glasses type of morning. No time for the contacts, because I gotta reserve that time to pee and to get my stretch in. So,
but I mean, they all had a fair amount of time. You know what I mean? It's not like Monty had less time than anybody else. So, like, I'm fine. What?
He was upstairs. He had to go down them steps. But I have to say that I do kind of wish we would have heard the real voiceover of what the producers were saying, because maybe it wasn't as urgent as we felt it on with the voiceover. Maybe it was, hey, you guys have 2 minutes. Hey, you guys have 1 minute. Like maybe it just wasn't as and he's like, okay, whatever. They've never done this shit before. I'll be okay. I'll compete.
No. Wow. The moment they say you have a certain time amount and they're counting down. If I even thought it was chill, the moment they said you have 1 minute, I'd been like, oh, whatever I'm doing, I gotta like just get down the stairs.
What do you mean, whatever you're doing? You're asleep. He was sleeping.
No, he's already awake. He's in the bathroom. I gotta like shake it off and I gotta get going because they said 1 minute. I didn't think they would actually count down, but if they told me I have 1 minute, I gotta get there. I gotta get wherever I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I would have missed it. I would not have missed the time. As soon as they said 2 minutes, I would have been like, I mean, Brittany looked like $750,000 were riding on this competition. She got her ass down there. That's what I would have done.
Yep. And Turner made it. Turner made
let's be real. Brittany moved like $75,000 working on this competition.
True.
I'll take it, Kevin. I'll take it. I'll take 75. So I have to say, I actually love these gear competitions because there's something so simple about them. Like anybody could do it. It's just extremely hard. Like it's monotonous. You're moving things. I love competitions like this. It was so much fun to watch. I want to do this.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun competition, and I like that. Early morning, they are brains are not firing on all the cylinders, and hey, you're instantly going to go into something where you're problem solving and trying to figure something out. And I mean, most of them, hey, no problem. Here I am, ready to do this, except for girl Alyssa.
Can we talk about how historically bad Alyssa is at competitions?
Yes, I was thinking that. She shouldn't be this bad.
This is rough.
What is happening?
This is rough. It's bad. It's bad, and I don't know that it gets better because
no, it doesn't.
Like,
you can't.
This is
hers looks like a piece of artwork. Like she was making it look pretty. Like she had them all arranged so that it was like aesthetically appealing to the eye.
Wasn't she an athlete? Isn't she competitive? What does she do for a living?
She makes swimsuits. Yeah.
No, that was the other Alyssa. I
thought they both did it.
No.
They're both Alyssa from Florida who makes swimsuits? This is too much.
No, the other one was Alyssa from Florida who makes swimsuits.
Maybe she's a student.
Molly Bird. She's probably a student.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she needs to, I don't know, do something.
But how do you not know how a gear works? And
Well, not even not know how a gear works. After 5 minutes, you'll figure it out. It's not real rocket science.
What?
You'll figure it out.
It's not?
No.
Wow. All right. So the competition was fun, and I like that it did come down and it really I mean, even though like knowing who was going to win the veto, I still was like, oh my gosh, like this is really coming down to the wire and tight race once again. And I am also going to say I'm a little bit confused because Big Brother, I shit on them a little bit at the beginning of the season about like, hey, how long do y'all think this, festival twist is going to last? And they have been consistent all season long until this week. They're like, okay, we don't have any more ideas for festivals, so we're gonna do a haunted house and a cuckoo clock. What?
It was Horror Fest. It was Horror Fest. Thank you very much.
And what was that cuckoo clock? A cockfest? Like what was this?
Probably
Okay.
Probably Cockfest.
So I mean, they ran out of ideas, but that's okay. Interesting, but Brittany, her life was on the line, and she pulls out the victory. Are y'all happy that Brittany has won?
100%. I love it. Yeah, why not? I love like people who are about to get out of the house who save their rear ends and go. Is this also not veto win number 3 for her?
It is.
Like that's not that bad either, folks. Like
I mean,
3
Brittany and
veto
Michael
wins?
have basically won every single veto except
Minus
for like
Monty.
Monty's and
Except for
Kyle and Daniels.
Kyle.
Like, holy mother! Like that's no joke that Brittany's won her 3rd, and who knows? Maybe she'll pull off what Monty did, and she's about to get the HOH next week, and I would be very happy with that to see what happens.
I wanted a Taylor win personally.
You wanted to see Taylor. You wanted that so that Turner goes up,
Yeah.
or to give Taylor the props that she deserves.
No. That's so that Turner goes up. So that way, Turner would have been the only option to go. And then they could have voted out Turner, and then Monty could have just been mad at the two of them, but it is what it is.
I was thinking about this during the episode. Is there a rule that you can't give away your veto?
No,
Because why couldn't Brittany say, I don't want the veto, I'm giving it to Taylor, and then Taylor uses the veto on Brittany, and then Turner goes up?
No.
You're not
No, you
allowed to
cannot
do
do
that?
that. No.
I disagree. I want the rule book. Thank you.
It's not how it works. Interesting, but she would have to throw the whole ass competition to Taylor. She had to have been like, oh, Taylor, are you almost done with your gears?
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to help each other, I don't believe.
No, you can't help each other. At least you can't, and BB can, because we definitely saw that as a whole ass situation. All right. But I am not upset with this, and with the direction of what Monty wants to do with his HOH, and ultimately he wants Alyssa to go. I think having a final 4 of Turner, Monty, Taylor, and Brittany is the best case scenario. I mean, these are 4 people that have been central to the season all season long. Like, Brittany has a long shot to probably win, but I feel like these are all people that have been competitive. They have been, influencers of the game. And I am very happy to see, that potential final 4.
I completely...
A leftover
Kev.
final 4 makes the most sense because they're the ones that have been actually moving the game, like you're saying, Kiley. Right? They've been playing. Alyssa's done a great job to try to play the game in the last 3 weeks, but at this point, it's just too late. And so the leftovers did a great job positioning themselves in a spot so that they can get there. There's a little bit of turmoil with Kyle, going all in with his girlfriend. But other than that, they've done what they've had to do, and they've gotten to where they were trying to get to, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, is this maybe one of the best Final Fours we've had in a long time in terms of all 4 people? I can make a solid argument, truly, and I know y'all don't think so about Brittany, but I can make a solid argument for all 4 of them.
Right. That's what I think. I mean, I think Brittany has by far played a better game than Alyssa. Her biggest problem is
likability.
How it comes off to people.
Yeah.
I think that she's had some good reads. I think that she's made some good decisions, but she's just not finessed. And unfortunately, you have to be finessed in order to get people to give you the money at the end. And I think that's what she lacks.
Do the 2 of you think that the commitment of Monty and Turner of staying together is partially because they realize that none of them could also beat Taylor, but they don't want to take the shot until they need to?
No.
No?
Turner wants to take the shot right now. Turner wanted to take the shot weeks ago.
Yeah.
Turner lined up the shot until Kyle's stuff came out. Like he's been. It's not. They're not together because they fear Taylor. They're together out of necessity because they know that the numbers are dwindling. But Turner's been trying to take Taylor out for a while. And then for Monty, I think Monty is not sure that Turner takes him to the end. I mean, remember, one thing that we have not talked about is that Monty comes back from Dyer Fest, talks to Turner. There's a whole final two between Turner and Kyle that Monty didn't know about.
Yeah.
So,
but isn't that a reason for Monty to want to take Taylor to the end, not Tyler?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Is that the real final two here that we just don't understand yet?
So this is how I see it. I think Turner would take Monty. I think Monty would take Taylor. I think Taylor takes Brittany. I think Brittany takes Taylor.
Isn't that fascinating?
I don't completely agree with that. I think Monty will take Turner. I think Monty realizes that he has the jury management and that Turner hasn't completely owned his game. He's been very influenced, and I think that he is going to be terrified of Taylor, as he should be, because I think a Monty Taylor final two is the closest one. That's what I'm hoping for, because I think that would be amazing. But I don't think that Monty, if he's got the decision between Taylor and Turner, he takes Taylor.
I think he thinks Turner beats him. I think because of the Michael move. I think they're giving a lot of credit to stuff that the jury may not be giving credit to, and I think that he gives Turner credit for the Michael move if they're sitting there next to each other. I think that he thinks that would be enough to give Turner the win, which is why he would take Taylor. I don't think that they think that Taylor's story is great, but they think that they don't realize how locked in people are. For instance, like a Jasmine, like an Indy, you would never think Taylor's getting Jasmine and Indy's votes. But as we've heard in their interviews and stuff, that they are going to give their votes to Taylor. So those are two votes that they're not counting for Taylor that they should be.
Can we do this really quickly? I wrote it down on a piece of paper. We have a final two. That's Taylor and Monty. Can we go through the jury? Who the hell wins? So you said already, Indy votes Taylor, Jasmine votes Taylor, Michael.
Michael votes Taylor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brittany probably votes Taylor.
Brittany votes Taylor.
Joseph votes Taylor.
Joseph votes That's enough.
Taylor over his BFF?
1,000,000%.
Okay, so is there a sweep? Is Taylor that much of a will Taylor completely?
I don't think Taylor sweeps it.
She doesn't sweep.
But
look,
Alyssa votes Taylor. Turner votes Monty. Terrence votes Monty. Kyle probably votes Monty.
So it's 6-3.
Yeah,
that's not that's a nice margin for Taylor.
I don't think that Monty sits next to Taylor. I think if Monty has the choice, he's taking Turner. But that is best case scenario we get Brittany evicted next, and we get a final three of Turner, Monty, and Taylor, because I want to see.
That's the thing, Kiley. I think that if he sits next to Taylor, I think if he just did the same exercise, I think he has Joseph, Jasmine, and Indy as votes for himself, which is why he wouldn't be scared to do it.
Can we do it, Monty and Turner? Who votes for Monty if it's Monty and Turner?
Kiley, you go ahead and break this one down.
Okay. Who's our jury?
Indy.
Who are we doing? Monty and
Turner. Indy votes for whom?
Monty.
Okay. Really? Yeah, I think that makes
Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Monty.
Michael. Turner.
I don't know. I mean, I think that Michael probably respects Monty's game a little bit more because of how wishy-washy Turner's been.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to put him on the outside for now. We'll try to figure it out later. Brittany.
Joseph. Let's go in the order that they got there. So you don't skip
I don't know the order. You think I remember shit? I'm an old man.
You should. Okay, Indy first, Jasmine next, Joseph's after that.
Joseph votes for?
Joseph votes for Monty.
I agree.
Kyle
Kyle votes for Monty because I think there's also outside forces. There's literally, if there is a POC sitting in the final two chairs, there is literally no way Kyle
It's
is
not.
not
We're not.
voting for him.
We're not at POC anymore. We're a black person. There's 2 black people.
There you go.
So,
Okay.
so
So if there's a black person there, then Kyle is
Kyle's
going
gonna
to
vote for them.
I actually think
Terrence.
Kyle. I think Kyle doesn't vote for him because of that. I think Kyle votes for him because of that conversation we saw on TV.
And I think that they were close anyways.
Yeah.
But Kyle's voting for
Yeah.
Monty.
Terrence.
Monty.
Probably.
Holy guys, Monty's gonna win against Turner.
Oh,
Who's next? Who came after Terrence? Michael votes. I don't know. I'm uncertain.
Alyssa.
I think Alyssa votes for Turner.
Alyssa
Brittany?
votes for Turner.
I think.
Brittany votes for Monty.
I think so.
Taylor.
Monty. Yeah, it becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. It's a 7-2 or a 6-2.
So
like that.
this is my only thing. I think Monty thinks he beats either one of them, so that's why he would sit next to Taylor because of the iconicness of it.
Yeah,
because he'll have he'll think he thinks he wins either one. Because he thinks Jasmine's a vote for him, he thinks Indy's a vote for him, probably Joseph as well. But he knows the other 2 for sure in his mind because they hated. Remember how I think you guys forgot how much those 2 hated Taylor.
Oh no doubt.
So
They all hated Taylor.
So if he's remembering that, he thinks those are definitely not votes for her.
Does Turner beat Taylor?
No.
I don't think so either. So basically what it sounds like, folks, is unless Turner's at the end with Brittany, he doesn't win this game.
Correct.
Which actually is a very interesting setup for next week where Monty cannot compete and Turner and Brittany can.
But the thing is,
I don't think they come together. That's the thing.
Turner realizes that he has no shot against Taylor or Monty.
Well, so I've been thinking a little bit about this the last week or so, because I think there was a time in this game where I was pretty certain that outside of Michael, Turner was very conscious of the game he's playing. I'm starting to question whether I was completely wrong and he was just there trying to have a good time and maybe fell into right moves. And he has not been as conscious as I thought he was.
Yeah.
Well, think about what happened. Everything pivotal happened on his HOHs, but none of the pivotal things happened because of his HOH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So Amira goes,
and so that's why I think Monty chooses to bring Turner. Not necessarily because he understands that he loses to Taylor, but I think he realizes that he beats Turner handily.
I think you're giving Monty too much credit and taking away his hubris. I think he thinks they've been telling him he's been playing the best game all along, right? They've been telling him he's been playing the best game since Daniel said, just write Monty the check. You can't split the money 8 ways or 9 ways or whatever the number was at the time. Like he's been in this position where he's been playing the best game, allegedly, the whole time. So I think he has the hubris that he wins hands down against whoever he's sitting next to.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not as certain in Monty's confidence. At least I haven't seen that. And I'm not sure if we're just not seeing it and I'm not seeing it in diary rooms or maybe you're seeing things. But he does. The thing that I've always loved about Monty is how humble he is. And in truth, that's the exact opposite thing that Turner has started to be the last few weeks. Like he has become... Like, I think the aura of Turner being a big threat has actually gotten to Turner's head. And for me, it's starting to get a little yucky. I'm not enjoying watching him as
I'm
much
still enjoying
anymore.
watching him, but I don't think that he has a great shot of winning.
Sadly. Or happily. I don't know. I still want Taylor to win. Was there anything important that happened? Because I really want to talk about live feed stuff.
Okay, so basically,
I've got a dip.
Thanks for joining.
I'm glad I could join you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow, Kevin Guillory.
Yeah.
Who's
All
leaving
right.
tomorrow? Who knows? He
So
left.
basically, Brittany wins this veto. She is obviously going to use it. And I do think that it puts Monty in such an interesting position because he has to basically show his cards.
Yeah.
Who is he more loyal to? Or, who is he willing to risk? And basically, Brittany comes in as the suburban mob boss, as Monty pins her, and is like, you better do what I want you to do here, or you're gonna regret it next week.
So I have to say that. So two things. Number one, whoever told Monty he's good at voices, we got to stop that because the man. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things I like about Monty. The voices, have you never done it for me?
I thought it was good.
No, for me, no, thank you. I don't want to see that. But I have to say again, this is another time Brittany spreads that mayonnaise on that sandwich way too much. Taylor should have gone in there. Taylor should have been logical. Taylor should have been flirting. Taylor should have been everything possible. Should have done anything to show Monty that Turner is the friggin' move. Brittany went there and it killed her game. Arguably, she screwed Pooch. Brittany wanted to screw Pooch. And sadly, I don't think this put the nail in the coffin of Taylor actually having to go on the block, because I think that was what's going to happen anyways. But it made a really nice, it put a little dot on that I for Monty. I was going to put Taylor up before. Now I'm definitely going to put Taylor up.
And I have a, like an out. Like I'm going to blame it on Brittany to Taylor. And you can see it on Taylor's face where she's like, okay, so basically Brittany came in here. You didn't like how she talked to you, and now I'm screwed. And you know what I mean? And so it creates kind of this tension between the two of them. So I like what Monty does with this. So veto ceremony comes, Brittany takes herself off. Taylor goes up. Taylor, Alyssa, one of them will be joining the jury next. Da-da-da. All right. And we will be finding out tomorrow who that is going to be. But that wraps up what we're going to talk about for the episode.
I do want to say one thing that was actually really, really interesting. I did enjoy the scenes about what they would do for the money, primarily what's her name was saying, what Brittany was saying. Do you know what's the syndrome that she called? I don't remember.
PCOS.
What does that stand for?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's a really common syndrome for women where you can have infertility issues, and I think that it's interesting because I think it really shows Brittany's motivation. And Dick Sargent York says second chair is $75,000 and no votes are needed. And I think that this whole season we've seen Brittany playing for second place. She was always okay to make it to the end and lose to Michael. And I think it is because she is driven by this, where she so badly wants the money so that she can possibly have to go through fertility treatments because it's extremely expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I don't think as a society we talk enough about this, because I know so many people in my life around me, friends, family members, who've struggled so much to conceive, and the lengths people go to, the injections, the procedures, the mornings, the sadly miscarriages, the hopes, it is extremely hard. And Kiley, you're so right. Like, I didn't fully understand the Brittany. I sort of thought that she was spreading that mayo thick because she's a super fan. What I now understand is that mayo is on that sandwich because there's a lot more going on, not just for her, but for her husband and her hope for a future family.
Yeah, and I think that now that she's so close to the end too, she's like, I just have to make it, I just have to make it to second place.
Yep.
And
that
gets so much money.
And maybe that's potentially why she was, as you kind of said, why she was always okay being Michael's second fiddle. Like, like, it just like it all started to make a lot more sense to me. It never felt like she was truly playing the game for herself ever. And this is I'm so happy we got to see that. I don't think I hear about this on television enough.
Mhm.
Um, and it was just a moment where everybody else had some nice things to say. Help my family, help myself, help with this, start a business, great things. But this was just like the hope and dreams that so many women, so many families have to start a family, and how sadly their bodies or their partner's bodies or whatever just gets in the way. It's so debilitating for people, and I love the fact that they showed it. Anyways, you want to talk some spoilers and some live feeds?
Yes, let's do. All right. So if you are not interested in hearing about the spoilers in the live feeds, then we will catch you back here tomorrow where we'll be live after the eviction to talk about everything that goes down. But if you are here for spoilers, then let's get into what has been happening in the Big Brother house this week. And in case you don't know, we've got a little love blooming.
Oh my god, could it be Brittany and Monty?
Nope, Brittany's
Is
married.
it Alyssa and Turner?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. Is it the power couple that I saw on episode 1 that were standing in the bathroom looking at the mirror at one another, and I saw two beautiful models, Taylor and Monty, and I said these two need to be together. Is it them?
It is. It is
Oh my god.
them. We have a love blooming late in the Big Brother house. And it's really, really interesting because I feel like Taylor has sacrificed so much, like of her mental health. And, just she has been through the ringer this season and she's had the eye on the prize the whole time. And I feel like this is a slip up because if people get wind and they're kind of like, oh, has Taylor been sleeping in Monty's room like 2 nights in a row? Then, and you're on the block and Monty has not a big, you know, potentially no say in it, like this could be a $750,000 mistake because you're horny.
So, Kylie, can you give me the tea? Like, what's actually happened? I don't watch the live feeds. Are they making out? Are they sleeping with each other physically, mentally, sexually? What's going on?
So I have actually not tuned in today because Wednesdays are busy days for me. So I
Yeah.
cannot say for sure, but they've definitely have rounded some bases.
Wow. The first or the second?
I mean, I don't
Wow.
know. I don't
Have
know. I don't feel confident enough to say what they've done.
have they joined Kyle and Alyssa?
I don't know for sure.
Wow. And this all happened after he put her up.
After he put her up.
Wow, she is kinky, I guess. She likes the pain of being put on the block, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, like, I don't blame her. I mean, Monty is super attractive. Don't blame
Excuse
Monty.
me, she's a supermodel. Like,
Uh,
come on.
Let me finish. Don't blame Monty. She's super attractive. Like, what a great looking couple they would be. Obviously, my little jailer heart is broken, and hopefully they can rekindle whenever the season's over. But the girl, like, way back when she thought Daniel was attractive, so she's moving in the right direction. But I just don't want it to be at the cost of her game, and I'm a little worried that Brittany gets wind of it, Turner gets wind of it. Does this become a thing? And
But
now
why?
we're able
How,
to
how
take
could it be
Taylor
at
out
the
of the
cost?
game.
How could it be at the cost of her game though? Because, like, if anybody gets wind of it very soon, the worst thing that could happen in the short term is they split them up, and who goes home? Monty, not Taylor.
No,
Because
Taylor's on the
Monty.
block. Taylor could literally go home
Oh, you mean
tomorrow.
this week?
Yeah.
I've already fast forward. To me, it's a foregone conclusion that Alyssa's going home.
Yeah. I mean,
Good point.
you know,
Anything else going on in the live feeds other than love?
love. No, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, it's really what's going to happen.
So this part of the season to me is always a little bit boring, to be honest, because there aren't as many people, so there aren't as many conversations. There's not a lot of back and forth. There's not that much swaying. Like you've made your relationships in the game now, like you're just putting through your strategy. So I'm really interested in seeing truly what I assume is what's going to happen on Thursday, tomorrow, is that Alyssa goes home and then an epic Final Four exists, and what the hell is going to happen next? Because the truth is, I have no clue. Has Monty been on the block yet this season?
Yes.
Has Turner?
Yes.
So
Everybody.
everybody's been on the block.
Yeah, everybody's been on the block. Monty and Turner have not been up there much. But, I think that this kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the very beginning of, is Monty making the right decision by not putting Turner up and, keeping this other person that's a big threat in the house and talking about the end game. And I was saying that, from Turner's standpoint, like he needs to keep Alyssa. And he's basically, like been gaslighting her, like, hey, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep you. And I said, I would put that decision on Monty and I would make Monty make the decision. And I think, I'm sorry, but I still would. Like, I would be like, look, Monty, like, I am so sorry, but I have like given my word to this girl. I cannot break it. I am not going to vote her out.
Is that though because there is still some hope in Turner's mind that he could sway Monty?
I mean, I think that's probably some of it. But then,
I don't understand Turner's rationale.
Not that he doesn't care, but I think Turner is so zen that he's like, we're going to get rid of Alyssa. Okay. Even though, it's not what's best for my game. He doesn't push back as hard as he probably should. And I'm just saying, if I were in Turner's position, I would make Monty do it.
So he's bussing.
Bussin'. Yeah.
That was a great episode.
It was fun. I think that it was a little bit, like I said, a little bit down from the high that we have been on the last, really like since the split house thing. I feel like it has all been kind of crazy and like a running on 100. And so it's kind of good to have a little bit of a, let's take it down a notch.
Well, look, we're pretty close to heading into finale week, where things do turn up a bit, and we finally see that Monty wins this season, or Taylor, or Turner, or maybe my bestie Brittany, my festy bestie. Who knows what's going to happen? Or Pooch.
Our boy Pooch, he could come back. All right, so we will be back live tomorrow to talk about the eviction, who gets the boot, and hopefully we get to see an HOH competition. I'm not holding out a lot of hope because we haven't really gotten that all season long, but part of me just glutton for punishment. I want to see it happen. I want to know who the final H is.
So I heard some information through the Twitter sphere, even though I don't watch it, that something happened in the jury house with Terrence. Is there any information that you have about that? Is there any confirmations?
No, I don't know about that.
I heard something that he was like kicked out or he left the jury house.
Oh yeah, actually I did kind of hear something about that, but I've not been on the Big Brother Twitterverse.
Is that a thing? Because that changes the numbers in the jury. That changes the makeup of who wins. Who I'm waiting for a confirmation. So I really hope tomorrow.
I highly doubt that he left. But
I really hope we get a scene tomorrow from the jury house of them seeing Terrence and Michael walking into that house. Especially, I want to see the reaction when everybody sees that the winner did not win when Michael came in.
Yeah. All right. And then we will be back sometime in the next 7 days. Date exact to be determined. To talk about Survivor 43.
Survivor? No, is it coming?
Yes, because 1 week from today, we will be watching Survivor.
That's absolutely insane. I am so excited to watch Survivor. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to talk about the brand new cast, fully American. I don't know why, but fully American.
Yeah, I mean, but 3 Canadians come on and they,
destroy the show.
Yeah, 2 of them win, and the third one, does great.
Who's the third? Omar?
Omar, yeah.
I want me
and
some
Shannon.
more Omar. Listen. So I was reading some stuff today where Jeff Probst came out and said that at some point they will be having previous players back, and previous players not just from post 40 but pre 40 as well. So he quelled the rumor that was started, and I have to say I cannot wait to see Omar come back and play again. I can't wait to see Mr. Devons come back and play again. There are so many people that, yes, this has only been 2 full seasons of newbies, and I assume we're probably going to get another 2, 3, maybe 4 of newbies. But we've seen a fair amount of people.
There's been a lot of really good one-time players, like post
34, 35. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot.
outside of Winners at War. Game
Yeah.
Changers was the
Yep.
one that had all returners. So
Yeah.
we've got like Christian Hubicki,
Yes.
Davey.
Oh my gosh. I would honestly even want to see Xander back again.
Him.
I'd want to see Xander back again. Xander, Shan, Rickard.
Yeah.
There's even what's his name? He was from Sri Lanka, I believe. Who was
Nasir.
Nasir. I would love to see him back again.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot from 41 and 42, but then
Janet, give me some Janet.
Yeah, Janet, Lauren Ashley Beck. Like, there's a lot of really good people, like post season 36 that I would like to see. So, all right. Well,
Tony.
Oh God, I'd love to see Tony again.
Kelly Wentworth.
Okay, so we will be back live tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow we will
Richard
have
Hatch.
a firm date on when our Survivor coverage is going to kick off. And don't forget that when we reach 250 subscribers, we will be giving away the golden power
of Veto. So tell your friends, tell your family, come on, come all, and one of you are going to get this Veto signed by. Not going to tell you. Did you get it back yet, Kylie? Is it at home?
No, he hasn't sent it back yet.
But it's coming.
I need to message him right now.
Okay, let's call it a night, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow night after Alyssa goes home or whomever goes home. Bye.